The islands of Malta sit in the heart of the Mediterranean Sea, at one of the most strategic crossroads in European history. In World War I, the islands became the nurse of the Mediterranean, and their hospitals were once again used to care for the sick and wounded. In 1921, Malta was the first British colony to be granted self-government. But the storm clouds of World War II were gathering. Malta rejected Mussolini's overtures, and on June 10, 1940, after casting his lot with Adolf Hitler against Britain and France, he declared war on Malta. In less than 24 hours, he launched a massive air raid, for Malta could be a vital asset to both the Axis and the Allied powers. The air raids were to continue non-stop for 2.5 years.
The significance of Malta was its strategic value, right in the middle of the sea.
Charles Gallia has created the Lascaris War Rooms, a museum that reenacts the events that took place here during World War II. Eisenhower, Montgomery, and many other famous generals plotted their operations from these rooms.
And it was from Malta that up to 60% that everything that was leaving Italy to reinforce Rommel in North Africa was actually being sunk. So when the crunch came and the Battle of Alamein was fought, there was not enough resources on the German side to withstand the British advance under Montgomery.
The Lascaris War Rooms were operated by the Royal Navy and covered all operations, including submarines, aircraft carriers, and convoys.
It was the aircraft carrier Illustrious which delivered the blow against the Italian battle fleet in Taranto. It was an attack which revolutionized completely the method of carrying out naval warfare, and within less than an hour, half the Italian fleet lay sunk in Taranto harbor. This room is the guns operations room. The room as it is set up explains the famous attack on Grand Harbor when HMS Illustrious again came to Malta accompanying a convoy, and it was badly damaged by Stuka dive bombers. Maltese dockyard workers had to extricate the dead and the wounded and prepare the ship to leave Grand Harbor. Within 5 days there was a massive onslaught, aerial onslaught on Grand Harbor, and as a result of that, Malta lost at least 1/3 of its national historical architecture.
In March and April of 1942, twice as many tons of bombs rained down on Malta as in a whole year at the height of London's Blitz. During a service at the Moster Dome, a bomb crashed through the roof and rolled across the floor in front of the congregation. Miraculously, it did not explode. The bomb squad deactivated it, and its shell stands today, a testimony to faith and the Moster miracle. On April the 14th, 1942, to mark their heroism, George VI awarded the whole island the George Cross, Britain's highest civil gallantry award, in recognition of the admiration the world felt for the continuing bravery and devotion of the islanders. After the capture of Tobruk by Rommel, the German High Command planned to invade Malta. But just as the Africa Corps were being routed in the desert after El Alamein, a small convoy crept through to Malta, and then a second convoy arrived. The islands lay in ruins, but the people had survived.
We are in the combined operations room. It is from this room that the Allied commanders actually oversaw and monitored the invasion of Sicily during July 1943. The troops came from places as far away as Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, West Africa. The Americans came from Galveston in Texas, the Canadians came from Halifax, Nova Scotia, and the British came from the Clyde. Together, in 1,560 ships, they gathered around the island, and together at 2 o'clock in the morning, they landed in Sicily. We modern historians, we no longer say that the turning point of the war was the Battle of Alamein, but we say that was the end result. The cause of it, the cause of the turning point, was the inability of the Germans and the Italians to actually overcome and take Malta.
On the 8th of September 1943, the Italian fleet surrendered under the guns of the fortress of Malta. By coincidence, it was the anniversary of the Knights' victory over the Turks in the Great Siege of 1565. And it was the feast day of the Virgin Mary. For more information, visit our website on topoftheworld.net.